I was telling them the wrong thing for 45 minutes. You know how many families I talk to? My life. Good morning, it's Tuesday. I didn't film yesterday because we were in fine arts professional development all day, and there was frankly nothing really to see, just sitting and learning about things. Although something super exciting happened. I found out that I have access to all of the Quaver music curriculum. Any music teacher should know that that is awesome. It's like the coolest music technology resource out there, and the curriculum is amazing. I'm so gonna use it like the second lesson of school, really. And today I'm heading back to school. It's Tuesday. It is, we are supposed to be in our rooms basically all day. It was supposed to be staff day, but we did that last week so that we could have time in our rooms today. Then in the evening we have a back to school bash where kids and their parents are going to come to school. I'm still not entirely sure of my role in that, but I'm just going to go with the flow. Also today our ILT is voting to see if I'm going to be doing an after school choir, and they said that I might be able to get paid for it, and I was going to do it for free anyway, so that's awesome. So I'm going to find that out today probably. Back to school bash, and yeah, I won't be home till like 7, but that's okay. You see the big giant blue thing in the back of the car? That is my new teaching chair. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's my teaching chair. This is my life. And I'm off to Dunkin' because I'm going to get some iced coffee and then go to school.
Thank you for my Dunkin' and Samantha. How may I help you?
Hi, can I get a large iced coffee with almond milk only?
Put wealth in the pockets of people like me, down on their luck. You see, that was my wife who decided to. Uh-oh, you made the wrong song. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened.
Alright, so I've gotten quite a bit done. The technology teacher came in and helped me. We hooked up the sound because the projector and my computer weren't producing any sound. Figured that out. I made my mirror on the wall, which I'll show you. I made my exit slip folder hanger things. And I made a puzzle piece, which I forgot to take a video of before I gave to our teacher. It's for the hallway. Each teacher has a little puzzle piece about them. It's cute. I'll get hopefully video of that later, of it in the hallway. And yeah, I'm about to take a break in a second because I am beat because I've done so much stuff. Here's my exit slip. So they'll either put it in the got it, almost, kinda, or nope folder. And then here is my mirror on the wall. There's a musician inside us all. And I think that turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. This whole wall is still pretty empty, which I don't love, but I have no idea what to do with it right now, so I'm not worrying about too much. My sit spots are also a hot mess, but I'll figure it out. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind on my sail and the sea stay behind me, one day I'll know. I can lead with pride, I can make us strong. I'll be satisfied if I play along, but the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? That's not right. What is wrong with me? There we go. See the line where the sky meets the sea. See the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, but no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail and the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. One of my adorable team members made me this little planter. I know that people like to make these. I don't know anything about them, but they're real, and she told me that I can nurture them when I'm not feeling nurturing. They'll help me get back to center. Here's the room. Got all my sit spots out. Everything's done. Couple more signs up. Got my projector and everything running, and we are ready for school start. Oh, except for that fell. So now it is time for our back to school bash. I have no idea what I'm doing at this. They said I'm going to be helping. I'm probably not even going to have people come to my classroom, but I'll help other people find what class their kids are in. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm excited to see what the kids look like, and I got my class list, and I'm just pumped. Just finished our workout. We did a strength workout and a core workout. What time is it?
Wasn't shit.
He's lying. He's sweating. It's shower time. Sing your song.
See, I don't like that. It's a spontaneous thing. It's not on the spot.
Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, the first, no, it's not. Good morning. It is Wednesday, the first day of school. I guess I said Thursday because tomorrow is the day I actually teach. Today I'm helping with getting kids to their classrooms, calling kindergarten parents to make sure to see if they're riding the bus or if they're walking or whatever. Helping a kindergarten lunch, and we're going around to introduce ourselves as a specials team to all the students. But I'm super excited. I got to meet some of the kids yesterday at the back to school bash. They were really respectful, which I wasn't expecting just because of where I had been previously, and it being a similar district, but the kids were so sweet. One of them, I asked him, I said, do they have food at this event? And he said, yeah, they have popcorn. You want me to go get you some? I was like, no, that's okay, thanks though. But yeah, it should be interesting. They seemed to like music class, but they were super confused and excited about all the instruments and stuff because they, for the past couple years, have had a long-term sub because they haven't found anyone to fill the position. So it'll be interesting to talk to the kids tomorrow and see what they've learned over the past few years. But the parents were really excited. They were super nice. The kids wanted to play with all the instruments, of course. And yeah, I'm looking forward to today and really getting a feel of how the school runs so that tomorrow I'm ready to do some music. So in the mornings, my duty is to help, well, today it was to help kids and parents figure out what room to go to because a lot of them don't know what their kid's teacher is. And I had been out there since 7:15 in the morning, and at 7:58 we realized that the numbers I had been telling the parents for room numbers were not room numbers. I got the class teachers' names right, but I was basically making up room numbers on accident. So yeah, new teacher probs. I hate this like new teacher learning curve, especially not being a new teacher. It's much more frustrating because like I had everything down at my old school, like procedures and how we do stuff, and now I just feel so stupid having to relearn it all, but it is what it is. I mean, it's just like I was telling them the wrong thing for 45 minutes. You know how many families I talk to? So I have almost made it through my entire first day. I have not taught music today, but I have met every single student that's here today, and they're really adorable. A lot of them are really excited about the changes in music, but a lot of the older ones are not as excited because they're going to be a lot more active in music. They've told me that last year, well, one of the like third graders said, after I said, well, we're gonna be singing, dancing, playing instruments, blah blah blah, he said, but last year we just watched TV. I was like, yeah, well, this year that was learning. You were seeing what you're gonna be doing this year. This year you'll be actively doing it, so that's how we're gonna work that. But yeah, I'm excited to get started tomorrow. I don't know what to expect. I got an idea of how the school runs and got to meet more of the teachers and get to know them better, but we'll see. I mean, it's just such a change, a huge change from middle school. Like, kindergarten breakfast on the first day of school is quite an experience. There were lots of tears, but most of the tears were really easily solved. Like one of the kids started crying, one of the kindergartners started crying when we were helping at lunch because someone staff member threw his lunch away, and he still had like a little apple slice left or something, and so he burst into tears because his food was thrown away. And I just was like, oh well, you had to eat your food quick because we have to go outside to recess, don't you want to play? And he was like, and then he ran up and like gave me a hug, and I was like, they're just so precious. And it was not like that in middle school at all. Middle schoolers are a different breed, although I will miss the maturity of middle school a lot. Like my 8th graders were so grown up, and I will miss that, but I love the babies that are here, and I'm really excited for tomorrow. So today I have bus duty in a little bit, and I'm going to, or not bus duty, I like help kids get the walkers go to the right place, and then I will come check in before I leave. And I have a meeting tonight, and then tomorrow is my real first day of school, so I'm excited, but I'm sort of freaking out a little bit too. I want to give you a tour before the first day of school starts because I'm sure it'll be a little bit more torn up. And then this weekend I'm running off to Elyria for a wedding, so I won't have time to stay Friday to give a tour. So here is my room. There's still improvements I want to make. This whole wall is going to be a gallery wall, but that's going to take me probably a couple more weeks to get done. Front doors. There's also a welcome banner up there in front of the room, but I'm not going to worry about showing you that. Got some signs here. This is my calming corner where kids, it's a new initiative in our district, kids are sent here before they receive disciplinary action in hopes that it will help them get away from that step. Over here is my schedule and all the teachers' names of each grade, which I'm going to need to help me. Here is my bulletin board, 3 ways we read music, which is the staff, the letter names, and keys on a piano, or any instrument, but for this I do piano. I need to put contact paper on this still because there is not a lovely word written on it. Some music theory stuff. These drawers I have owned for a while. I think we got them at Michael's. They all have different supplies, markers, pencils. And we don't often do projects where we need those, but if we did, we have that stuff. Up here are my decorations that my high school students made it for me when I was student teaching, and they all signed it, which is really nice. And I have my instruments, metallophones, xylophones, my giant IKEA pencil, my pool noodles, if you've watched my pool noodle activity video. This is where I'm going to keep paper copies. If I do any type of worksheets or anything, I'll keep them in there until I'm ready to do it with the grade. And these are the books that I own so far. Most of them are music books. Lots of Pete the Cat and Freddy the Frog. Here's some percussion instruments. Here's some more metallophones and xylophones, mallets. Up there you've got some like bongos. Oh, and my minion fell over. Down here we've got our nice big drums, which have individual names. There's some old guys. And my major keeler. These are lots of words that they'll be learning this year. Well, mostly the older kids. And then this is my mirror corner. This is where they will turn in their exit slips. So they'll put it in, they'll answer it, and then they'll put it in whichever file folder they agree most with. So got it, almost, kinda, or nope. And then my mirror, and this is going to be my gallery wall. Here is my desk. I'm going to see how the first 2 days go, and then I might need to put more of these like pens and stuff out away. There's no reason kids should be over here because we do class up there, and then the instruments are there, so really they shouldn't. I might put tape down to just be like, look, you literally have no reason to pass back here other than to turn in exit slips, which I won't do every class. So this is just my stuff. Some pens and stuff. These are for my light board. This is my laminator and stuff, my ukulele. I want to hang it up on a command strip, but I need to get like a heavy duty one. My sister made me that last Christmas, and there is my teacher toolbox, my lesson planner. It's funny, all these things I made these YouTube videos about. There's the lesson planner, there's teacher toolbox, I really use them. There's my pencil sharpener and my iPad, which definitely should not just be sitting there. my desk computer, which hooks up to the projector, which is awesome. This is just stuff on my desk. That stuff needs to still be laminated, and then there's my class list, which will change drastically. Got some pictures. These apples light up. This lights up. Oh, it's on the side. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna make that a reward for my 6th graders because that's the first class I have every day. So whatever 6th grader behaves the best, that next week they're gonna get to change the light box for the day. And my decorations, and my gym teacher, physical education teacher, made me this terrarium, which was so sweet. So I need to take care of it, which I'm not always the best at. I got this little guy in New Orleans. One of my letters fell down. I need to tape it up. There's my kids box, reward box. And this is where the vocab words will go after they learn them. Here's some solfege, the Star Spangled Banner. I'm going to teach them the sign language for that soon. Days of the week, hall passes, my umbrella. Here are my puppets and my Pete the Cat and stuff that I'll use for books. Here is today is, tomorrow is, blah blah blah. My pencils. Here are my sit spots. They are all numbered, which will make tomorrow go a little bit more smoothly. But I am hoping that after a couple weeks I can get rid of the sit spots because the kids will know where to sit. That's the goal. I have a sink in my room, which is awesome. There's my letter about music, what to expect this year, behavior plans, etc. My mugs, closets that just have random stuff in it, and that is it. I like it. It's little, but it's not too little at all. It's definitely workable. Just much smaller than my old room, but I'm excited. Definitely looks like an elementary room. Got home to my dad being the most extra person in the world. He used my apartment code to get me balloons and put them on my porch, and also gave me a gift card. But I really like it, so hee, I'm so special, and congratulations. Good morning. It is Thursday, and today's my first real day of teaching, which is exciting but terrifying. So I will go to my outside duty, and then I'll teach 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Then I have lunch. Then I teach 3, then K. Then I have my plan bell at the end of the day, and then I'll go outside for afternoon duty, and that's it. So, it's gonna go so fast, or so slow. If I'm not good, I'll be fine. I hope. I'm so tired. I severely underestimated kindergarten music on the 2nd day of school. It was, I don't know. I'm so tired. Okay, so this morning I had outside duty like I will every day, but they were like, can you help tell the kids that are just showing up on the 2nd day like what class they're in? I was like, sure. Then I realized the class list they gave me just had the teachers' names and not what grades they teach, and there's 7 grades here, so I don't know. So I was like, sorry, I'm useless. Awkward. Then I went to the cafeteria, picked up my 6th graders and brought them in here. They were definitely my toughest group, but they were not as tough as I thought it was going to be at all. I severely overestimated their like willingness level. I thought they weren't going to do anything, but that was not the case with them. I talked to all the classes about myself, like my background, that I want to teach elementary music, like that's what I like to do, that I taught middle school the past few years, because I think them knowing that I'm not a new teacher sort of helps them, because at first they're like, ooh, like she's new, she doesn't know, but I was like, I'm a new teacher, but I'm not new to teaching, and I've actually been with older kids, so I know all the tricks. And they were, like, 6th graders were nice, like they were answering all my questions, they were fine when I messed up everyone's name. I did pretty good with names today. Honestly, I probably only messed up like 10 names out of like, what, 100 kids? No, like 150 kids. So I'm pretty proud of that. And yeah, 6th grade was good. So for 654, I introduced myself, talked about the difference that music will be, that it's going to be a challenge because they're going to have to be participating every day and doing stuff, and that I understand that they might not love to sing, they might not love to dance, they might not love to play instruments, but they probably want to do at least one of those things, and if they want to do that, then they need to at least try when we do everything else. Like, you can't just only do the instruments and then sit out when we do singing. Like, that's just not how it's going to work. You can do everything to your best ability. I was like, I'm never going to make you stand up and sing a solo in front of the class. And although a lot of my kids did choose to sing solo today, which I'll explain in a second, which was awesome. But so 654, introduced myself, talked quite a bit, probably for like 20 minutes to 25 minutes, because I asked them all like what they remember learning the past few years, which was like, my 6th graders didn't even recognize a quarter note. Like, that's where we're starting. So we're starting ground zero. They sang 2 songs last year, but one of them they had the lyric sheets, so like not much going on there. But I said this is good because at least we all know that we're all starting on the same field. Like, we don't have people all over the board that know stuff. Like, everyone's gonna learn together, and that's okay. And I explained to them that they're gonna have to catch up to get to where I want them to be at the end of 6th grade, because they go to a new school in 7th grade, and I told them if they join choir or band or whatever, I want them to be able to do that and know what they're doing. So 6th grade today seemed receptive to that. Like, they sort of like the idea of that like challenge of having to like catch up. So hopefully they remain receptive. But then after we talked and I asked them about themselves, asked them how many years they've been here, so because I know a little bit about each of the teachers they've had, so I was curious. Then we played Jump In, Jump Out, which is a fun introduction game. I didn't make every kid do the like introduction part, and I guess I can include that activity in the comments below, but I like Jump In, Jump Out. It's really fun. It just involves movement and speaking, so they don't have to actually sing. I would never ever make them sing on the first day if they didn't want to, because that's just a way to make children hate you, because a lot of the kids in elementary music unfortunately don't necessarily want to be there, or their parents don't think it's necessary, you know, like, that's just, they have to go. Like, it's not like when I taught middle school and it was an elective and they chose to be there. Like, I understand here that they're being forced to come to me, so I want to make it as welcoming as an environment for everyone, not just the kids who really like being here. So I would not make them sing. Most of my 6th graders participated. Everyone was up in the circle. There was one girl who refused to do anything. She just stood there, but she's new, so I think she's just having trouble just getting into the swing of school, because all these kids have known each other forever and she's new. And then there were a couple boys who were like messing around, but I went and stood by them, and then they like started doing the movements, but they wouldn't do the chant, so that was okay. So then 6th grade left, 5th grade was here. They were great. Pretty much everyone participated. A lot of them wanted to do the introduction part of Jump In, Jump Out, which was fun. 4th grade, same thing. 4th grade was really cool because I sat them down and told them that they're going to get to audition for my new after-school choir that we're starting, and it's 4th grade only. And they were super excited, and I told them, I was like, in your audition song, like, get ready. It is row, row, row your boat. And they're like, what? That's a baby song. But then we sang it together like once or twice, and they're like, this is so silly. Like, why is this our audition song? I was like, now I'm going to mess you up. And I did a canon with them, and they had never heard of that concept before, so they thought that was the coolest thing ever. Then I was like, does anybody think they can do it with me by themselves? Trying to with me? I always say canon like I'm trying to mess you up, because that makes it more of a game and they're more respectful. And then after they get the idea of a canon, I'm like, so that's called a canon, or that's called a round, you know, whatever it is. But I like to say I'm trying to mess you up, because then they're like, what? Don't mess me up. I can do it. So I had like 10 or 12 kids do it by themselves, and almost all of them actually like held their own. Not all of them were on pitch, but they were pretty good, a lot better than I was expecting. So then I had 1st grade after, so 654 1. 1st grade, I underestimated how baby-ish they still are. Like, I don't know why, I just thought, I don't know. Like, there were 2 or 3 kids that cried at some point for no reason. Like, they weren't hurt, they just started crying for whatever reason. And they were fine when they left. It wasn't me, it was just being a 5-year-old, I guess, was what was getting to them. But for them, we did Step on the Beat, which is a cool activity that goes with a song, and that's good because they're listening to the song, the directions on the song, so I can be monitoring and moving everywhere while the song's giving the directions. So I really like that for the first day of school. I will probably do Step on the Beat again with K1 and 2 the next like 2 or 3 weeks. Probably kindergarten will probably do it the next 3 weeks, just as an entrance activity to get them in the like listening state of mind. But first grade was adorable. They were cute. We did Step on the Beat and we talked to each other, and I can't remember. I think first grade just did Step on the Beat, and I don't think they got to read a book because we ran out of time with them. Second grade did Step on the Beat, and then I read them the book Violet's Music, which was really cute. Second grade was really fun. They were super excited about everything. All the kids are really excited about the instruments, so that will definitely be like the first like reward part of music that they'll get. I said in the next couple weeks, if you show me that your class can listen and behave, then we'll get the instruments out. So hopefully they catch on to that and actually can handle the instruments. But what else? Then I went to lunch, ate with the special teachers, my girls, then came back, and it was third grade. Third grade was a little rough. They were not great listeners. I think they also had just come from lunch or were going to lunch, one or the other, so that's probably why. So I'm definitely going to need to be more like focused with them than I came off, because I was like coming out of lunch, I was like, all right, the day's been going well, and then they were like, yeah, and I was like, woo. But they were awesome. They wanted to participate. We did Step on the Beat, or no, yeah, we did Step on the Beat, and we did Jump In, Jump Out, and like almost every kid wanted to do that. And then we did Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Yeah, that's what we did. Row, Row, Row Your Boat, and I let them sing it in a canon with me, which was, they did pretty good with that too. Then I had kindergarten, and wow, that is just, it's just, they're crazy. And I know they're not like mean crazy, they're just like, they're like everywhere and all at once, and like, ah, and like, I'm sad, and I'm like, why? And they like, no reason. And then they're like, your hair is beautiful, and I'm like, thank you. And then while I'm trying to receive a compliment, I've got another kid over it, and I'm like, what is going on? But it does not help that a few of my kindergartners today do not speak English well. I have a few, 2 or 3 kids today who speak like no English. Like, they couldn't even answer me when I asked what their name is, and that one of them was like a 5th grader and one of them was a 3rd grader. And that's fine. I'm glad that they get sent to music and stuff and don't get pulled out for anything during that time. But it's also, you know, it's like I'm gonna have to really think about that when we're singing, when we're doing different things. That's a really big impediment on how they're going to be able to participate. So, but the kids were great. Like, one of them, the 3rd grader, was like, as soon as we started doing Step on the Beat and we were moving around the room, he was like marching right on the beat, like had a really good sense of beat and stuff. And he was like laughing, and he kept saying, I don't know what he speaks, Nepali, so he kept saying stuff, and I have no idea. Like, I speak a little Spanish, but Nepali, I don't even know how to say hello. I don't know anything about that language. But there was another Nepali girl with him, and she, whatever he was saying apparently was hilarious because he really liked the activity, and she said that he liked it, and it was funny. And when his teacher picked him up, she was like, what is going on with him? Because he was like, wow, like so excited. And she said he hasn't been like that at all. So it made me happy that he like really enjoyed this. And I guess it makes sense, because for like feeling the beat and doing percussion type stuff, you don't need to know English to like feel it. Like, so that's cool. That just was a really cool moment. My vice principal, or my assistant principal, came in during kindergarten and sat, which was a little nerve-wracking because he was a music teacher before he became an admin, but they were like doing really great at that time. Luckily he didn't come at the end. Well, he was actually in the hallway at the end, and I told him, I was like, got a little crazy, and he's like, don't worry about it. That's just kindergarten. And so I don't know, I was pretty happy. I think it went really well. I'm hoping tomorrow goes just as well. It's funny because the kids that I will have tomorrow on Friday are going to be the same kids that I have on Monday, because tomorrow's a Monday, Friday. So I'll see the kids that group of kids 2 times before I even meet my Tuesday and Wednesday group. So it was weird. But yeah, today went really well. I'm happy. I think this is definitely where I am supposed to be teaching. The day went so fast, like I couldn't even breathe. I still have coffee from this morning. Luckily it's still hot because this water bottle is amazing. It's one of the Contigo 20-ounce bottles. Still hot. Well, it's like warm. It's not necessarily hot, but oh my gosh. I'm happy, but I am tired, and yesterday I was exhausted just from helping, because I mean I didn't teach yesterday, but it was just as exhausting because we were running around helping everyone all day. And so I came home and I skipped my workout and got Skyline, which I'm not supposed to be eating because it's not my meal plan. And so today I told my boyfriend when I get home I'm drinking pre-workout immediately. Cannot sit down, because if I sit down I'm going to be out for the count. But I need to get my workouts done because I have to finish this new workout program by Sunday so that I can start my new one on Monday. So that's my goal for tonight. I'm going to clean my closet. We'll start cleaning my closet. I think that's going to be a few days of a process because my closet's crazy. I'm switching out my school clothes with my summer clothes, and then I will do my workout and pack because we're leaving as soon as I get out of school tomorrow for Brandon's brother's wedding because the rehearsal dinner is tomorrow night. So craziness is happening. But yeah, today went well. The first official day of teaching elementary music, and I think I did okay. I mean, one of the kindergartners was crying because he didn't want to leave my room, so I'd say pretty good. Good morning. It is Friday. Thank goodness. I am so tired. But I'm not going to get any rest this weekend because as soon as I get out of school today, we are darting off to Brandon's hometown. His brother is getting married this weekend, and it was just planned 3 weeks ago. So we have the rehearsal dinner tonight and then the wedding tomorrow, and then we have to leave Sunday by 8 or 9 a.m. so that I can be back for a meeting at 1:30 on Sunday in Cincinnati. So, and it is 3.5 hours away from here, so it'll be a crazy weekend. Hopefully today goes as well as yesterday went. I felt like it went pretty well. The only class that was, and I wouldn't even say tough, but wasn't as fun, was the 6th grade, just because, they've been here this is their 7th year in the building, and they're used to not really having to do anything in music class, so it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get them to want to, sing and participate, but I didn't have any issues. They just were the least enthusiastic, but they're also the first class I see at 7:45, so I know that plays into it also. It could not even be that they don't want to participate in music, it's just that they're tired. And that's fine. Today I have all the grades, same schedule as yesterday, 6, 5, 4, 1, 2, lunch, 3, K, and then my plan bell. Well, this is the aftermath of my room at the end of Friday. Don't think it's too bad. Some stuff out of place, but not too bad. Someone did help themselves to a couple of my gel cleans, though they've been casually going missing. That has been knocked over about 1 million times, but I am convinced that it will stop getting knocked over, so I refuse to take it down yet. Instruments, I see a couple have been messed with, but nothing too bad. I just have to take that back up. Looks pretty good. So like I said, I've made it through my first week of teaching, but not really because I only taught 2 days. This is my 3rd day of school. The first one I was helping with kindergarten and stuff, and then I've taught music 2 days, but it's Friday. I am on my plan bell right now, gonna clean this room up and get some stuff together for Monday, and then go outside for bus duty, and then it's time to go home and rush off to Elyria, Ohio. Today went well. I don't know, I just like elementary. The day moves so fast though. I can't breathe, I can't think. It's just go, 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 because every time a class leaves, there's another class waiting. So I literally get no breaks. I haven't had any issues with needing to go to the bathroom or anything yet, so I think I've figured that out, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, it is so fast-paced because I have 6, 5, 4, 1, 2, 5 classes that are 40 minutes back to back, in the morning right away. Then I have my 30-minute lunch, and then I have 3rd in kindergarten, and then that's it. Hey. Sure. That was awkward. I really like how fast it is, but it moves so fast I can't even like catch myself thinking. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. I know there's gonna be days where I'm just like, oh my gosh, because it's already been crazy at just day 2. But I really enjoy it. 6th grade today was much tougher. Yesterday's group was like lazy tough, like they didn't want to do anything, and it took me a lot to be like, all right, come on. This group was behavior tough, like they were trying me and I was not having it. There were like a bunch of kids smacking their lips at me. I was like, we're stopping that now. Like that is the one thing I do not do. I do not do lip smacking. I don't do back talk. Like that's not going to work, especially at 6th grade. Since I've been teaching 6th grade like my whole teaching career, I just do not have the patience. And that's what I told him. I was like, look, you're old enough, you know when you're doing stuff on purpose to be bad. Like you are not a kindergartner who's accidentally like being bad all the time, which some of them really like they don't realize how bad they are. But by the end of the class, I think we got it like under control. They were pretty much all participating. They all stood up to do the activity, and most of them were doing the movements. Yeah, they were pretty good by the end of it. Once they realized that like I was not the one, they were like, okay, I got it. And some of the, I don't want to say better kids because none of them were bad. They were just like, you know, they were trying me the first day. But some of the better behaved kids today were like happy that we got it under control. But yeah, they were good when they left. Then I had 5th grade. I don't even remember 5th grade. I think they were good. 4th grade was good. 1st grade, it's all a blur. I'm trying to think, what did we do? 1st grade and 2nd grade were really good, I think. I had a couple kids that I had been warned about today, so I was like, okay, I get it now. Then we had lunch, came back. 3rd grade was a mess. Like they were out of control. Yesterday's 3rd grade was not very good either. And I've come to the conclusion, I think it's because I am right before they go to recess and lunch. And it's like almost the end of the day. Like there's only like an hour or 2 left of school after that. So I need to figure out a way to like redirect the behavior like immediately. I might with like 3rd grade might have them like come in and do like a couple minutes of like calming yoga because they have some of that on Go Noodle. So I might do that with them because that's been 2 3rd grades in a row that have been crazy, and they're at the same time, so I think that's why. So kindergarten was like 3 times the size as yesterday, but the behaviors were way more in control today because I was just very meticulous. You sit here, you sit here, you sit here, you sit here. Oh no, I'm getting really sad. People aren't listening to me. They can't hear what I'm saying. My favorite thing for little kids is to start whispering when you're trying to talk to them because they'll be like, like they actually fall for it. If you're like, hey, they're so silly. But yeah, I was really excited because I haven't been able to do a lot of my like elementary music things that I want to do because just these first 2 days I'm just trying to get behaviors under control, understand who I need to be looking at more and watching more and what names I need to know immediately. And so kindergarten was pretty well behaved, and so when they were leaving I was like, okay, I'm gonna sing your name to you while you're lining up, and if you want you can sing it back to me, but you don't have to sing it back to me. And like 98% of them sang it back to me, so I'd be like, Josiah, and they were like, Josiah, and so many of them had really good pitch. It was funny, some of the little boys were like, ah, like trying to do it really high, but you could tell they were not messing around, like they were just really trying. But yeah, and it was cute, and the teacher came in while they were doing that, and she really liked that. One of the teachers picked up their class today while they were doing a canon of Row, Row, Row Your Boat, and she was like, it's so nice to pick them up and actually hear them singing, because usually they were watching movies and stuff, like I mentioned. So far so good. On Monday, I get the same kids that I had today, which I'm excited about, because I am sort of happy I had some behavior issues today, because we can get that in check really quick. By Monday, they'll know that like I was not like, this is what we're doing. If you want to have fun, we have to have rules. If you want to play instruments, we have to have rules. Because I'm hoping with the older kids to do some rhythm stuff on Monday and incorporate some drums. I'm definitely not getting my like Orff instruments out for like a month with the older kids. And little kids doing some rhythm stuff a little bit too, but more just like feeling the beat, understanding the beat. I'm going to use a couple of the quaver things on Monday just to sort of test it out, because I'll see my Monday kids for the second time on Monday, but then the rest of the kids, I won't see them for the second time till I'll see my Tuesday kids twice next week. So I'll see them Tuesday and Friday. So they'll get that second lesson on Friday. So I'm going to try some of the quaver stuff on Monday, see if I like it. And if I don't like it, I'm going to scratch it for the second week, which will start Friday. It's going to be really hard to keep track of like who is where. I need to figure out a good system for doing that. I also realized when I put my teacher planner together, I made labels for all the different grade levels that I teach, but I didn't put them in the order that I see them. I put them in the order of like K to 6. And so luckily I only put stickers on for the first 2 weeks, which is good, because I'm like, oh my gosh, if I would have sat down and did that for every week, I would have been mad, because it would be so much easier to see 6, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3K, because that's how I'm teaching it. So it's easier to see it that way. But yeah, I think Tuesday, when I see my new group, Tuesday is my day where I don't even have 6th grade. And then I have 2 kindergartens at the end of the day. So that'll be an interesting day. So next Friday, I'll have that scheduled too, where I'll end with 2 kindergartens. So next Friday is my full week of teaching, and I'm ending the week with 2 kindergartens in a row and my plan bill in the morning. So pray for me. But that means I only have to teach 6th grade 3 times next week instead of the usual 5, which isn't a good or bad thing. I like 6th grade, so I don't know. But I do love kindergarten. But I don't know if I'll love kindergarten after kindergarten at the end of the day on Friday. That's going to be an interesting experience. But yeah, so far so good. I really like it. I have been thinking a little bit about my kids at the middle school and hoping that they're doing well and they're not causing too many problems for the new teacher, because they also like to test people like these kids are trying to do with me a little bit. But I'm excited to be here. The staff's super welcoming, and it's been a great first week. So thank you for watching this week. I hope I didn't bore you to death, because I know a lot of this was just me talking to you. But any music teachers who have these crazy schedules will understand what it is like to be thrown into these situations. It's an interesting change going from middle school, where they move from class to class. When the bell rings, they go like big kids, to teaching elementary, where you need to tell them everything to do and how to do everything. I was explaining to my boyfriend yesterday, I was like, kindergartners some of them don't even know how to sit. Like when you say sit, like they don't even understand the proper way to sit. Like it breaks down that small. Like they need to be told everything. But I'm sort of getting a hang of that, so we'll see. I think Monday's going to go really well, since I'm seeing these same kids again. I think I can really help build those relationships, and then that'll obviously help with a lot of the behavior issues I'm having. And don't get me wrong, I really didn't have that many. Oh yeah, I did almost have a fight in my room today though. Forgot. Cool. What grade was it? 4th or 3rd? I can't remember, but they were doing, they had a little extra time at the end of the lesson, like an extra 5 minutes, because they had done a really, really, really good job today. And so they were like, can we do a Just Dance? And I was like, okay. They guess they did it a few years ago. So I put on like a 3-minute Just Dance video as Justin Bieber, and they were all doing it. They were all dancing. So it must have been 3rd grade. No, it wasn't 3rd. It was 4th grade. So they're all doing Just Dance, and then one kid bumped into another kid because they're dancing, and he didn't mean to, and then the other kid bumped into another kid because they were playing around, and then one kid, of course, you know, one kid snaps, and then they're like in each other's face. So luckily one of the bigger kids in the class grabbed one of the students. I grabbed the other one, put him in a chair back here, and then the other kid that was trying to fight, the one that I moved over here, he actually put himself in my calming corner, and I looked over, he was playing with the stuff in the calming corner, so utilizing it for what it is. And I was like, that's awesome, because I didn't think the calming corner was going to work with the like 4th through 6th graders, but it did. And I talked to my friend who was back here, and I was like, look, you guys were playing around and it got out of hand. Like, I don't think either of you meant to turn it into an altercation. Like, that's not what it's just, that's just their nature, and that's just what they see. They see that if someone touches you, you fight back, and that's just, neither of them were intending to do that or fight. They're friends. So I talked to him. I was like, you need to apologize for pushing him, and he's gonna apologize for hitting you, and then we're gonna shake hands and get over it. I was like, and if we can get over, we can move on. And then that kid was like, okay. So then I went to the kid in the calming corner and talked to him, and I was like, look, if we can settle this right now, then you don't even need to get a step or whatever they clip up or whatever they call it, for it's different for each grade. And so they came back here, they both apologized to each other, and they shook hands, and they were perfectly fine. Come to find out, the kid who put himself in the calming corner without me even telling him to, he's a runner. Like, they said he will run, and he will literally run out of the building. Like, he has ran out of the school building before when he like gets upset. So his teacher was so happy with him that he, first off, didn't even leave the room when he knew he was probably gonna get in trouble, because he did try to fight someone. And second, he calmed himself down. So I was super happy to hear that, and me and his teacher like went on and on about how great that was, that he could calm himself. And he was like, I'm really trying, like, I didn't want to get suspended on the third day of school. We're like, girl, you're not even in trouble, because you figured it out and you redirected the behavior, and the two kids are good. I mean, they were friends, they just, one went too far, and then the other one can't back down because, you know, they don't want to be the weak one or whatever. So that was a situation. But it coming from the school I was at, that I forgot that even happened, because we had pretty bad physical fights often. Not in my classroom. I only had one ever when I was teaching there, and it was like the second week of school when I didn't even know the kids, or it was like, it must have been the first week, because I didn't even know the kids that well, and that was the only time I ever had problems with those two kids. But other than that, we did have fights, like sometimes, usually like before like bus duty and stuff, when all the kids are out there. But it is what it is. So I'm sort of used to that culture of like, one person takes it too far and then the other person has to step up and like defend themselves, because that's just what you do here. But I'm glad that the kids can realize that it doesn't always have to escalate to that. You can calm yourself down, and when you do that, you're not going to get in trouble. And so I was just happy they were both able to shake hands, and then they came back and they started doing whatever. I think we were finishing the Just Dance, and I was like, you guys can join us if you want. And they stood right next to each other and did it. Like, they were fine. They just needed to be separated, needed to think about it and think about how silly it was, and then they were good. So yeah, I guess that did happen. I'm so tired. I'm like, what? I don't even remember that. That was pretty early in the morning. But yeah, I wouldn't even call that like a situation, because we got it fixed and it was handled, and such is life. But it was pretty cool to hear that he was a runner and he could figure out how to calm himself down. I'm like, okay, so this calming corner thing like is legit. Like, it might actually work. I wish I would have known this at the middle school. I obviously would put like older kid things in there, but it might help someone. So I was pretty happy to hear that that is a helpful thing. So if you don't have a calming corner in your room, I suggest you get one, whether your district mandates it or not. It's supposed to not be a punishment. It's like an in-between of getting a punishment. So like, since that boy, they didn't actually fight, they were just like getting each other's faces, like sort of like saying they were going to, but they didn't end up doing anything, because otherwise I think we would have had to give discipline. I don't even know how that works here. But since he put himself in the calming corner, and I would consider this kid being back here another calming corner, since I told him to sit out, and they were able to redirect their behavior, they didn't get a consequence because they fixed it. Versus if I put them in the calming corner, then they come back and then they're still starting stuff with kids, then they would get discipline, and then after that they'd probably get security called on them, because the class is so short. If they'd made it through all those steps within that time, then that's the issue. But the calming corner has stuff in it that is tactile, that you can like squishy. There are these things called yucky balls, you squeeze them. I have my boogie board in there. I think that's what it's called, boogie board. It's like it's like not a dry erase board, but I'll show you. So here's my calming corner that has been used already. It has this, I made this at a staff event. It's just those like smelly ball things, and they're taped in a little Ziploc. I have a feeling this is eventually going to be busted, but we will see. I have this like glitter shaker thing that is nice to look at. Oh, it's like not even in focus. Pretty. This is my boogie board. This is mine. The school didn't give me this. My mom got me 2 of them. I have one on my fridge to write groceries on, but you can color whatever you want, and then if you press erase, it all goes away. So it's like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. And then this is my favorite thing. The school gave me this. This is the Yucky Balls. It's like hard to explain, but it's really cool to touch. And then this is like a weighted blanket. This would be more for like the K1, 2 kids. Put it on their lap and it just sort of helps bring them more center. But yeah, calming corner actually works. It's okay not to know, but it's not okay not to try. Ain't that the truth? The art teacher gave me these. They're from last year. But yeah, calming corner is legit.